Hi everybody, you've got a new projector in your room and I'm sure you're excited to use it but might not be sure what to do with all the cords and getting it turned on and ready to use in your classroom. This tutorial is briefly going to go over the steps to plug in and set up your projector, but please feel free to view the slideshow, which will be attached at a slower pace as you set up the cords yourself, but this should give you a good overview. All right, the first step is to open that large flat box that got left in your room. In it, you will find a remote. Please make sure that there are batteries in the remote. If they're not in the remote, they're in the big box, and you can install them by taking the cover off the back, similar to what you would do with a TV remote. To turn on your projector, you press the blue power button 1 time, and to turn it off, you press the blue power button 2 times. All right, there are also pens in the box. You can take them out, put them in the case, and you may place them anywhere near your board you would like, except for on the projected image. If you leave them on the projected image, the space where the projector illuminates your whiteboard, it will continue, the pens will continue to click in the same spot over and over again, making it very frustrating for you to try and use the board. So just make sure they're away from that projected image. All right, you're going to need some cords to get you started. You're going to need 1 to 2 VGA cables. Most of you will need 2. One of them will come from the large flat box that came with your projector, and one will come from your old projector, which will still be in your room. Okay, you also will need an Ethernet cable. In the picture, that's the blue one here. It's the same type of cable that your phone uses to connect to the wall as well as your computer to get hardwired internet access. Okay, and you will also need a Ethernet to USB dongle. I know it's a funny name, but essentially it's a converter that converts an Ethernet cable into a USB cable, which makes it much easier for it to connect to your computer. You will need 1 audio cable in order to project sound from your computer through the sound system. You will also be provided with 1 VGA splitter that will allow you to project both, will allow you to see the image that you are projecting both on the projector and on your monitor at the same time. Finally, there's an optional HDMI cable. These are found with each Chromebook cart, and they allow you to project directly from the Chromebooks to the interactive projectors. We are now going to start setting up the cables. You're going to take 1 VGA cable, shown in the picture over here. You're going to plug one end into the wall port where it says computer, and one end into the front of your document camera where it says RGB out. This diagram over here gives you an idea of what cables you should have set up at this point in the process. You've got the projector, the wall port that is nearby, and you have a VGA cable coming out of the wall port and going into your document camera. This picture will change to reflect the different cables as we add them in each step. So if you ever need to check what you're doing or whether you've got the right cable set up, it's a great point of reference. All right, I know there's a lot of colors on this screen, but I promise I'll explain them all. If you look at the back of the computer tower, you will notice that there is a blue VGA port. There is probably already a blue VGA cable plugged into that port, and it's connected to the monitor, the screen that you view your computer, that allows you to view what's happening on your computer. So go ahead and unplug that VGA cable. Keep it handy. We're going to plug it back in just a second, but to a new spot. So you've got this empty VGA port. You are going to plug in the blue end of your splitter into this port. Next, you're going to take the USB end of the splitter and you're going to plug it in right next door in one of the USB ports on the back of your computer tower so it doesn't take up room on the front. Finally, you're going to take that blue VGA cable that was connected to the monitor in your computer that we just unplugged, and we're going to plug it into the black box right here. If you need a better view, go ahead and look up here in the corner. Right here on the side is a great place to plug in that VGA cable that was coming out of your computer monitor. We are going to fill the other spot in just 1 second. All right. Now that you've got the VGA splitter hooked up to the back of your computer tower and your monitor VGA cable plugged into one side, we're going to take the second VGA cable I talked about. Remember, it's either coming out of your large flat box that came with your interactive projector, or you are getting it from your old projector that was in your room. Okay, you're going to take it and plug it into the only spot left on your VGA splitter, which is in the back of your computer tower, hanging on there. And you're going to plug the other end where it says RGB in on your document camera. So you'll have two VGA cables coming out of your document camera. You can see it in the picture here. We have that first VGA cable coming out of the wall port and going into the document camera. And we have a second VGA cable going from the document camera into the computer. This means we have a signal going from the computer into the document camera, and the document camera is passing that signal along to the wall port and the projector. The next and final step in terms of setting up your Chords is to go ahead and get your Ethernet to USB cable set up. Sometimes Ethernet cables, which look like this, are also called Cat5 cables. Okay, the part of this cable that goes into the wall port looks like this. It's the Ethernet end, and it goes right here in the wall port.